Please consider joining us on our website. You'll have access to Interesting Minds, crime series, and a tutorial so you can see how I do it. I can't guarantee you'll figure it out, but I will teach you how I see people. Well.
Author of the introduction to the published version of the Mueller report, Alan Dershowitz. Professor, good to see you tonight. Why not fight this out in court in an effort to clear your name?
Well, I am going to.
You know, it's not even that I see. The first thing I see is you see him smiling, but his lips purse. And they're all up in the front. So his smile is a lip purse. Just goes into the category of portrayal. Now we can all sit there and say, well, he's on TV. But he doesn't have, the nervousness of a TV interview. You get other people that are on there and they're in portrayal, obviously, because they're nervous. But this guy, he comes out with the lip purse and none of the other nervousness signals. So you look at it and go, I don't like you because you're fake and a weird fake because who purses their lips?
To do two things. One, defend the First Amendment right of every American to respond to false charges. And second, if the case does go to court, to...
Now, as he's speaking, he's widening his eyes as he does. So you're not really seeing a whole bunch of eyebrow movement, but you're seeing the widening of the eyes. And he's doing it on emphasis on words. So instead of really watching the eyebrows, which is what we normally do, now we're watching the eyes.
Show that she is a liar. Let me repeat categorically. She made up the whole story. I never met this woman. It was part of an extortion plot to obtain...
His eyes are widening on it. So he's giving good emphasis. And this is where the contradiction comes in. This man does things that makes him not likable. The pursed lips, the portrayal. And then you see that as it is right now, his body sings with him. He's giving good emphasis. And it's like, truth telling in that moment? Somebody I wouldn't like, though. And you have to learn to leave that out. Yes, you see things you don't like. That part of the personality that is going to rub many people the wrong way. But there is the other part of his mind that says he didn't do it. At least so far in his statement as we see. It doesn't wash him away of everything. We're only seeing a glimpse of the mind.
$1 billion from Leslie Wexner, a businessman, the man who owns Victoria's Secret. Her own lawyer admitted to me on tape that it would be impossible for me to have been in the various locations at those times, and that his client is, quote, wrong, simply wrong. I commissioned an investigation from the former head of the FBI, who can...
He's real happy about that. Like I've commissioned an investigation from head of the FBI. It's almost that snaky thing of, I have hands that go into honeypots you don't have access to, which is the part of the body language that says, I don't like you. It's a gloat. And those wide eyes that say something seems to be a little bit loose up there. All in all, this guy is not a likable character. And when we go into talking about likable characters, we're talking about, is this person someone I could trust to watch my back? Would you trust a weasel? Maybe on your side for a while.
Concluded that she was wrong. Her own lawyers withdrew the charges, saying it was a mistake to do so. This same woman who accused me accused Bill Clinton and Al Gore and Tipper Gore of being on Jeffrey Epstein's island, and the reports of the Secret Service.
Bill Clinton did go to the island, right? Yeah, Alan, Bill Clinton did.
No, he was never on the...
But he never went on the... He was never there ever.
No,
he was never there. He issued a statement the other day saying he was never on the island. And
I'm going to go back and look at that. See how stiff he was when he was saying it. We'll go back all the way through.
Who concluded that she was wrong. Her own lawyers withdrew the charges, saying...
Also notice he's gone pendulum. He is moving, but instead of just a stiffness, it's a pendulum. So the whole body, from the spine, it's like everything just got all tight through the shoulders, into the spine, the neck, everything. So it just moves as one.
It was a mistake to do so. This same woman who accused me accused Bill Clinton and Al Gore. And
so there's the believe me look. And those eyebrows go up, but they don't come down. They're no longer emphasizing with words because they don't come down in between the word. Now it's just believe me.
Tipper Gore of being on Jeffrey Epstein's island, and the reports of the Secret Service.
Well, Bill Clinton did go to the island, right? Yeah, Alan, Bill Clinton did.
No, he was never on the...
But he never...
No. And then you see the believe me. No, he was never. And then he stops because she's been interrupted.
He was never there ever.
No, he was never there. He issued a statement the other day saying he was never on the island, and Secret Service
And again, we see the pendulum as he moves around, but everything moves with him.
records confirm that he was never on the island.
There was discrepancies, though, Alan. Wait. There was discrepancies on other matters with Bill Clinton. He said he was only on like 2 flights, turns out, or 4. It turns out there were 6. I mean, he said Secret
Let me see the furrow, stress, and confusion. Why? We don't know.
Service was always with him. It turns out they weren't always with him when he was on Epstein's plane. So
let's talk
I wouldn't throw yourself in with
let's,
Bill Clinton on this necessarily.
Let's talk about Al Gore. Al Gore. She claimed that Al and Tipper Gore were on the island. Not only did Al and Tipper Gore not know Jeffrey Epstein, but guess who Al Gore's lawyer was? David Boies.
You see that little wiggle? He reminds me of that FBI agent, Strzok, when he was sitting there doing that wiggle. Oh, I've got info for you. I'm the boss. I know some stuff. Same thing.
It's the same lawyer who claims that this woman made these improper sexual allegations. He could easily have just called his client, Al Gore, and said, Al, were you ever on Jeffrey Epstein's island? And he would have told her what he's told everybody else. No, he was never on the island.
Now he's starting to see the movement. So it's like a wiggle, and the shoulders move independent of the spine. He's already a stiff character to begin with, but he's not that solid, doesn't move. And in this instance, we see the independence of the shoulders to the spine, where he does a wiggle. And there you see that the body is relaxing a bit with these words, because stiffness is stress, and stress leads one to think fabrication.
And he didn't know her at all. The interesting thing is that Epstein is being prosecuted now, and they're not using this witness. The FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office are not using this witness because they know she's lying. They know she has a long record of perjury.
Does she have that same lawyer that you said you have on tape? Is he still representing her?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's David Boies, who has, and his law firm, have one of the worst ethical records in the history of the United States. They have more ethical charges against them than any other
it's a big
major law firm.
Yeah, it's a big law firm.
It's a big law firm, but he's the head. He's the head of the law firm. He was charged with unethical conduct by the New York Times. In the Weinstein case, he was charged with questionable conduct. In the Theranos case, he has absolutely no credibility. But in this case, he knows that his client made up the whole story, and he told me that, and I have it on tape. All I did was repeat basic.
And there you see he has it all on tape. His body became loose again. I have it all. It's the de-stressor. I have the proof. The de-stressor. All right, I'm done looking at this mess. Remember, it's not just girls that get abused. Protect your little boys just as much as you protect your little girls. If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.